Hello, my name is Skip, and this is From the Fourth Row's uh, awards nominations. I'm going to give my personal picks for the best actors and best actresses of the year, since we're all in the middle of awards season and the big Oscars haven't been announced yet. But I've seen quite a few movies this year. I've seen over um, 80 movies in the theater and over 40 movies on DVD, and so I think I can pick my favorite actors and actresses of the year. And I want to start with my favorite actresses of the year, and I'm going to go with Bernice Bejo of The Artist, which is absolutely phenomenal in that movie, and I just think that she should be nominated for an Oscar. She dances, she does, a little bit of comedy in there, and but she's just phenomenal. She plays off Jean Desjardins so well in The Artist, and if you've been keeping track of From the Fourth Row, you know The Artist is my favorite movie of the year. So she's great. Also, I want to go with Viola Davis. I just cannot say enough about her performance in The Help. I think, if you've seen her in previous movies like Doubt, and she's just a good actress. And I saw her in a few other movies like, you know, um, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, and just she's a good character actress, does really good character roles. And I think having this movie and it's set in where it was in the 60s Mississippi, and she's really able to give a powerful performance. Rooney Mara, what a phenomenal job she does. She goes the extra length in Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. What a difficult role it would have to be to do some of the things she had to do in that movie and just immerse herself in that character of Lisbeth Salander. What an amazing job she does, and I think she's definitely up for some awards in the next weeks to come. My second favorite actresses, in up until this past week, she was my number one, and that's Michelle Williams. The movie itself, My Week with Marilyn, wasn't that great, but I think Michelle Williams gave, probably in any other year, probably an Oscar-winning performance. She just happens to be in a year where Meryl Streep is portraying Margaret Thatcher in The Iron Lady, and she absolutely floored me with her performance. It didn't even look like Meryl Streep. It looked like Margaret Thatcher. I'm watching her on the screen the whole time. But Michelle Williams is great as well in My Week with Marilyn, and I think I'd be happy with either one. But my pick is Meryl Streep uh, for The Iron Lady as the best actress of the year. Now I'm going to go with my favorite men actors, and kind of a underplayed role for in a movie that didn't get a lot of publicity, but I think it's definitely one of the best movies of the year, and I wish more people would have seen it. It's a win-win for Paul Giamatti. What he does such a great job as this everyman, dealing with his law practice and having the problems he's having with that, and having to deal with this old guy, and his grandson shows up, and he's just so good in this role, and he was good in last year's uh, movie with Dustin Hoffman as well. I can't remember right now. Jeez. Uh, but I mean, Ryan Gosling was in three great movies this year, and he has the lead in two, and he's a supporting character in another. He's phenomenal in Drive, and he's doing things that you don't see Ryan Gosling do. Do some action stuff and some fight stuff, and he's great in that. But my favorite, Crazy Stupid Love, he was so funny in that movie. You don't see this kind of thing with him either. He does a comedy and then he does an actioner in the same year, and but those two movies are great. Crazy Stupid Love and his character in that, and his character in Drive is great. But I love him as this campaign worker, supporting George Clooney in The Ides of March, and I think he really holds on to this dramatic role, and it could go any direction, with great supporting people working with him, Philip Seymour Hoffman and Paul Giamatti and some other people. But he really captured me and what was going on and how he had to deal with a difficult situation. I really liked Ryan Gosling in The Ides of March. Another guy that was in 2 or 3 movies that just phenomenal this year, Matt Damon. I think Matt Damon's role in Contagion has gotten completely overlooked. But I mean, he was in The Adjustment Bureau, which is phenomenal, and We Bought a Zoo. I mean, these are some great movies and some great roles, and how people don't look at Matt Damon and say that he deserves some credit for some of these roles he's had this year. I don't know. I just don't understand. My third favorite, I would have to say, is Gary Oldman. I mean, Gary Oldman has done some of the craziest, wackiest characters over the years, but he really does a great job as George Smiley, and I just cannot say enough about how subtle and nuanced his role is. Just the little things that he does right, and just the backdrop and everything leads him to give this phenomenal performance amongst a bunch of other great British actors. I mean, Gary Oldman was phenomenal in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, and in 2 movies this year, one he directed and one he stars in, and the other one he's kind of the co-star. George Clooney gives 2 great performances, and obviously in the starring role in The Descendants as his father, whose world is kind of unraveling, and he's got some crooked relatives, and his daughters are kind of going wild, and he's dealing with his wife on a coma, and he has so much going on, and how he handles possibility of her cheating on him. And I mean, George Clooney is fantastic in The Descendants and as a presidential candidate in The Ides of March. I think George Clooney is definitely one of the front runners for the Oscar this year. But my favorite, I think, is just a drop dead unbelievable performance, dancing and funny comedy and everything you can think of, and that's Jean Dujardin. He is an amazing actor. I mean, the guy that doesn't talk, because it's a silent movie. Once again, The Artist. This guy carries a movie where there's no words, with just everything he could put into it, and it comes blaring through the screen, even though this is a silent black and white movie, and he's got a little buddy dog, and he's got a chauffeur played by James Cromwell, and I mean, I don't think he's going to win the Oscar, even though I believe Jean Dujardin should win the Oscar for George Valentin. He's just phenomenal, and I cannot say enough about The Artist. This is a phenomenal movie. And I, just to add a few, children. I mean, Shailene Woodley, great in The Descendants. Asa Butterfield, Chloe Moretz, great in Hugo. A couple people from Harry Potter, Ralph Fiennes, Alan Rickman as Snape in Voldemort. I mean, Octavia Spencer, great in The Help with Emma Stone. I mean, I like Michael Fassbender. He had a few great performances this year in Shame and X-Men First Class and A Dangerous Method. I mean, I just think this has been a great year for movies, and I can't wait for the next year, because it really rejuvenated me and made me want to go see more movies next year, because I had such a blast going to the theater and seeing all these great performances, and and Natalie Portman had a good year. Joseph Gordon-Levitt in 50-50. So I just want to say this has been a great year, and these are my favorite performances of 2011. This is Skip's Reviews from the 4th Row.